in-house counsel, I'd say an important thing that they could do would be to open their minds to what the law firms can contribute in the way of ideas for improvement. When I was in-house a number of years ago, we started asking our firms for ideas, for thoughts about how we could improve, and we got some very valuable things. And I think all too often, in-house counsel think they have the answers, or that because they are in-house with the client, they make the decisions, they issue the rules, and then the law firms simply have to meet those. Now obviously there's a lot to be said for the client being the one to make the call, but at least being willing to listen and hear ideas that may come from other clients of the firms that have worked, I think is a very valuable thought for law departments to consider. And for law firms, I think the idea of investing a little more in their clients, in the sense of understanding their clients, not just their legal affairs, but their businesses generally, and how the legal affairs fit into the business, and support and further the business. And I think that would help a lot of law firms and ultimately their clients achieve more at a more acceptable cost than has been the case in the past. I firmly believe in what I refer to as total quality management, which is always being willing to re-examine yourself and your processes. I don't, for example, like the term best practices, which is often bandied about, because to me that sets a ceiling of how good you can be. You look around, you see who's doing something well, and then you try to emulate it. I prefer to use that as a starting point. If somebody's doing something well, can I improve upon it? And so opening up to the possibility of being more efficient, being more effective, achieving more at the same cost or lower cost by changing processes, by slimming down what you do. Are there any things that the law department expects that it need not expect its law firms to do? Can it jettison some things that it has done routinely or rotely in the past that don't make sense anymore? So always being willing to kind of look again and put under the microscope what you have been doing, so that any possible improvements will be easier to identify. I think the most important first step for a law department would be to begin to think about and begin the process of preparing a strategic plan for itself. And by that I mean understanding how it adds value to a company, how its function fits within the corporate environment, how what it does helps the company achieve its business goals, and then planning the steps and the various pieces of its service that it will pursue in order to do that most efficiently, looking at the in-house and the outside law-related resources as a team, and mapping out how each of those pieces contributes to the ultimate goal. So essentially a strategic plan will cause a law department to begin thinking about all these issues in a much more holistic sense. And I think that's probably the thing that would be most effective on the law department side.